right, Martin Popoff back again here with another edition of, well, I guess this is turning into a bit of a series, greatest bands of all time. You've seen our list that we've put up, but Marco wanted to see what AI had to say, and he's looked at 3 different ones here. So we've already done a show with Google Gemini AI, but this is going to be a quick look at what OpenAI Chat GPT has to say here for the top 10 bands, and let's see how close it is. Boy, it's looking actually really close. With some changes to Google Gemini and with some changes to what I had. So at number 10, they had The Clash. Now, The Clash is one of my favorite bands of all time. In fact, I maybe would have almost, actually, I think I left off The Clash, and I now regret that in my personal top 10. Would they make the top 10? They might actually. So that's a good choice there. So they're smarter than I am when it comes to the greatest bands. It says The Clash's punk energy mixed with reggae, ska, and rockabilly influences helped shape the sound of modern rock. Albums like London Calling reflect their willingness to experiment with styles and tackle political themes, making them one of the most revolutionary bands in punk rock history. I'd agree with most of that. I would say they didn't help shape the sound of modern rock. They just put in a bunch of old stuff, mixed it all around, and were a band. I don't think there's really anything modern rock about anything The Clash did particularly, other than maybe a little bit of a pioneeringness with the whole combat rock cut the crap situation. So, okay, number 9, they've got U2. Now, U2 is a band that I've always considered as part of this thing. I think I've left them off of the lists I've done so far, but they'd be really, really close, and that you can make a great argument for U2. So they've got them at number 9. Google Gemini AI did not have them on the list at all. U2's unique blend of post-punk rock, ambitious soundscapes, and socially conscious lyrics made them an arena-filling band in the 80s and 90s. Albums like The Joshua Tree and Achtung Baby are iconic, and they remain one of the best-selling music artists in history. True, all true. The funny thing about U2 that I've noticed, this might be a show in itself, there's a lot of bands who people have stopped talking about, and U2 is definitely one of those. Okay, number 8, they've got AC/DC. I had AC/DC on mine, but kind of moving down the list a little bit as well. Why few bands have had a distinct sound and energy as AC/DC. Their straightforward, no-frills approach to rock music with high-octane albums like Back in Black has made them a staple in the rock genre for decades. Okay, absolutely true. Number 7, Nirvana. Google, what is it? Google Gemini AI also had them they had them on the list anyways. Nirvana is often credited with bringing grunge to the mainstream and reshaping. Yeah, it's sounding very much like what they said. So these AIs are starting to talk like each other, right? Nevermind became an anthem of a generation. No, it didn't. That's a whole album, so it's not an anthem. So you're kind of screwing that up. Kurt Cobain's raw emotion and authenticity still resonate deeply with fans. Yeah, they do, but I think less than they did a little while ago. I think Nirvana's getting talked about a little less than U2 these days too. Number 6, they had The Who. Why, known for their explosive live performances, for being one of the originators of the rock opera. The Who helped define the sound of 60s. Yeah, that text is really sounding quite vanilla, and it's quite similar to what Google said. They've got Queen at number 5. It's pretty good. Queen's ability to blend opera, glam rock, and hard rock, all while maintaining radio-friendly appeal. You know what? There is no glam rock in Queen. I don't know why they get put into glam, maybe a little bit of the dressing, a little bit of the makeup, a little bit of the look, but there's no glam rock to their sound. That's an insult to Queen to include them in glam rock. They are way, way above anything glam rock. Freddie Mercury's incredible voice and stage presence, along with iconic tracks like Bohemian Rhapsody, elevate them to legendary status. Sure. Pink Floyd at number 4 is pretty good. Why their intricate concept albums and mind-blowing live show. Pink Floyd took rock music into new experimental territories. I don't know. It's pretty experimental, but not crazy experimental, right? They experimented with sound effects. Sound candy is more their reason to be called experimental. Dark Side of the Moon and The Wall are masterpieces of progressive rock that still resonate with fans and musicians today. Okay. Led Zeppelin at number 3, pretty good. They're always going to have Zeppelin high. Pioneers of hard rock and heavy metal. Led Zeppelin's fusion of blues, rock, and folk music influenced countless bands. That's true. Their album Led Zeppelin 4 featured the legendary track Stairway to Heaven. It's one of the greatest albums ever made. That's true too. Rolling Stones at number 2. That's kind of, let me see here. Actually, Google Gemini had them at number 2 as well. I put them at number 1, didn't I? Known as the world's greatest rock and roll band, that is a true quote. The Rolling Stones have maintained a career spanning over 60 years. Their energetic live performances, unmatched longevity, and iconic hits like Paint It Black. It's true, unmatched longevity. It's kind of true. Like Paint It Black and Start Me Up solidify their place in rock history. Number one, Open AI Chat GPT had the Beatles, as did Google Gemini AI. Widely regarded as the most influential rock band in history. That's absolutely true. The Beatles revolutionized music with their innovative songwriting, experimentation with sound, and global cultural impact. All of that's true. Their albums such as Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band and Revolver are still celebrated for their musical complexity and cultural significance. So there you go. That's what ChatGPT has to say, and I think it's a pretty sensible list as well. Nothing too weird on here. It skews a little younger, right? You've got Nirvana, U2, and The Clash in here, right? So it's not just straight classic rock. Whereas Google Gemini's had Nirvana. They put in Bruce Springsteen. This one didn't. So there you go. Let us know what you think in the comments below. But go back to my original one and check that out. It was meant to be an objective mixed with a little subjective, and then I actually did a fully subjective list as well. So you can check that out. But yeah. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'd like to get our subscriber numbers up. We got a Ko-Fi, we've got a Patreon, which gets you onto our panels. There you go. The greatest bands of all time, as reported by ChatGPT.